It's a bad day.
What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We are going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. Let me see here. All right, had to fix some things. Either way, we were super late today. Covering President Trump pushed us back, and then I had to try and write the damn merch store again, but they won't respond to me. I don't know what I'm going to have to do to these people to get them to respond. I had a bunch of other stuff I had to do before 5 o'clock, and that pushed everything back. Either way, we're here now, and first I want to give a huge shout out to Green, Alyssa, and John. Thank you, hooligans, so much for all the support. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to be starting off with this first video titled ChatGPT to let users directly buy Walmart products in the chat. I don't really think this is a good idea, but they're trying to make AI as useful as possible, even though it's really not. I've been talking to Grok a lot lately, trying to figure out stuff, working on apps and working on the website and everything else, and AI is not that great. It's entertaining, but it's really not that useful. It's inaccurate, and it will lie to you. It will just straight up lie to you, and it'll admit to it. Like, that's, I don't know. You might as well just have kids. Fuck. Anyways, then we got a video titled Virtually Every News Outlet Rejects Hegseth's Pentagon Press Rules. We're going to play these next two back to back. It all has to do with the Pentagon putting out rules on the press. Apparently, the press is no longer to say whatever they want to when it comes to interviewing people at the Pentagon. They have to follow these strict rules, and then everything has to be okay before press puts anything out relating to the Pentagon. And I think it only pertains to them actually being there. If they want to put out news just saying they hate the Pentagon, there isn't anything that could be done about that. But I guess they're trying to regulate it, and these journalists are really upset about it. The second video is on the new Pentagon press rules. Trump says the press is very dishonest. So the first video is talking about the new rules. It's going to have a journalist. He never stops crying for a whole 2 minutes and 37 seconds. And then the next video is President Trump and Pete Hegseth talking about the new rules and why they put the rules in effect. Then we got a video titled Dems call Trump a liar on day 14 of the government shutdown. They're doing anything they can to cry and lie and do the things they do, but they're not going to be opening up the government, not today at least. But there is supposed to be a No Kings protest on Saturday. Now, a lot of people are saying they think the government's going to open up on Monday. They just want everyone to be working for free during the protest and stuff like that. I don't know. There's some sort of manipulation going on, so we'll see if the government opens back up on Monday. Then we got a video titled Supreme Court Rejects Alex Jones' Appeal of $1.4 billion doll hair defamation judgment in the Sandy Hook shooting. It's not necessarily good news for Alex Jones, but I'm wondering if this was actually done strategically, and it's not so much about the appeal going through or not going through. They're saying because he has appeals, he doesn't have to make payments. So I'm wondering if he's just going to keep doing these appeals in order to avoid making payments. Then we'll be getting into our midlife break. It's our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Simply Witchy, and it's titled, Where Are You? Then getting back into the news, we got a video titled Suspect in Pennsylvania Governor's Mansion Fire Appears in Court. We covered when this guy burned that mansion down. He didn't burn it down, but he kind of did. He threw a Molotov cocktail in there and tore up the whole inside of the building. They're giving him terrorist charges and all kinds of other stuff. He's some skinny little dirty dude. Either way, this is pretty much a follow-up on that story. Then we got an interesting video titled Feds Involved in Chase. Before East Side crash, crowd tear gassed in the area. ICE was pursuing some criminals that actually drove their vehicle into the ICE vehicle. And then once everything got settled down and they were in the streets and they're trying to arrest these assholes, well, then all the locals came out of their houses and, they asked to be tear gassed really nicely. And so the feds, they provided for them. Then we got a video titled Update on the Case That Shook the Nation. Now, that's quite the title there, but this is talking about the monster that was originally arrested for killing a 6-year-old. He did 7 years in prison and then got out on good behavior and education credits or something like that. Well, he's only been out for a few days and now he's been arrested again. And, well, they're going to see if he has to face the rest of his sentence. Then the last little bit of the news is Lefties Losing It. Today it's titled The View co-host lied about wearing a MAGA hat if Trump freed the hostages. Now, that's a mess of a title there, but of course it's going to be Lefties losing their marbles. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Cass. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Russell, and it's titled, He's an American, All Right. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Donnie, and I spelled your name wrong. It's titled, let's see, That's Not Moby Dick, but There She Blows. And that's a rough video. That's a funny video, but it's rough. Either way, all of that's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat and see how you hooligans are doing today. Also, I want to let you guys know, I did email Pumpkin or whoever's connected to Pumpkin because of previous emails. I don't think it's her. I think it's someone connected to her or whatever. But I reached out to them to see if Pumpkin's okay. I have not got a response yet, but I told you guys I would send the email. So I sent the email. I will let you know if Pumpkin or whoever that is writes me back and gives me an update on what's going on with Pumpkin. Hopefully everything's all good. Either way, what is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Russell? What's up, Hair Juicer? What's up, Simply Witchy? What's up, Ghostly? What's up, Snooks? And what's up, Matt Rogers? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. Also, I did get an email from the developers. They are somewhat done working on the bugs on the website. You guys probably realize that the site's working a little bit more smoother than it was the last couple days. The developers are done checking into that stuff. They said they got everything squared away. I can write them back if we're having any other problems, but I think everything's okay. I figure we'll let it sit for the next 24 hours. And if we don't have any objections, I'll go ahead and write them back and let them know that everything's all good. Either way, what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Ramsey, thank you so much for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Ramsey. Thank you so much. It says, don't forget to be like Charlie. Like, share, and repost, good people. Thank you, Ramsey. Really appreciate it. Let me see. Beck Frank, you were first today. Happy freedom to you, and thank you for racing to the chat. I hope you're having a blast and doing okay. What's up, Too Old to Care? Happy freedom. What's up, Bill Clay? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Tony Brez? What's up, Spicy K? Happy freedom. What's up, Odd? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Stoner? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Livid Review? Happy freedom. Let me see. Stoner, did I get you already? Either way, double happy freedom to you. Scrolling. What's up, Rappy? Happy freedom. Make sure we get everybody. What's up, Roy? Happy freedom. I think we are good to go. All right, hit that like button over on Rumble. See if you can get us on the front page. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Post Malone? Happy freedom. Hooligan. What's up, everyone over on Twitch? Matt Rogers, you omnipresent. Appreciate you. Happy freedom, you hooligans. And what is up, everyone over on the Goof Tube? Joe, you were first today. Happy freedom to you. What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, Mana? Hair Juicer, you're in the wrong spot. What's up, Argyle? You're omnipresent. Appreciate you. Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's up, Christine? What's up, Sapphire Patriot? What's up, Zesty? Happy freedom. What's up, Damon Walker? What's up, Mike Ingles? Happy freedom. Matt Rogers, you are truly omnipresent. You hooligans are welcome to hit that like button as well. And what is up, everyone over on X? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans. Like I said, we're going to be starting off with something really easy here. We'll probably just get into the next 2 videos right after because this is only 27 seconds long. It's titled ChatGPT to let users directly buy Walmart products in their chat. I do not think this is a good idea, but somebody's going to think it's a good idea. So we should just go ahead and check this out because people around us will be doing this even if we choose not to. Now, normally I would tell you guys about the t-shirts and all the cool stuff we got, and it's all made by Alistair and all of that. But I don't have the new store ready yet, and I'm not willing to promote the other merch store right now because they've pissed me off and they owe me 1,000 fucking doll hairs. So just know we're making cool shit, and it's all because of Alistair. We're going to go ahead and get into this. Make sure you hit that like button, and let's get this rolling.
Walmart spokesperson says customers could use ChatGPT to make purchases directly. Walmart's going to make use of OpenAI's recently announced instant checkout tool, which lets users buy items directly through ChatGPT. Officials say the feature is going to launch later this fall, offering an extensive list of Walmart items, as well as clothing, entertainment, and food from third-party sellers. So products from Sam's Club catalog, they're going to launch soon after. Back to you.
Okay, so a really quick one there. Like I said, we will move into these next videos. I'll read through my notes really quick. I just want to drop these Alistair links because he's cool and you should go check his stuff out. Bam, there we go. Either way, my little notes here, they're not little, they're regular size. Says now AI can make purchases for you. Sounds like a security risk given access to your payment setup. What happens if the AI blows all of your money at Walmart and you didn't intend for that to happen? Then what? because I don't think you'd be able to get a refund and all of that depending on what you purchase. It just sounds like a mess. It sounds like a problem waiting to happen, and I don't know. I'm not impressed with AI. I really don't want to give it that kind of authority. So, like I said, we're going to move right into this next one. We're going to play these two back to back. First one's titled Virtually Every News Outlet Rejects Hegseth's Pentagon Press Rule. Like I said, the Pentagon just put out this list of rules for the press because they're so damn slimy and untrustworthy. This first video is journalist crying his little eyes out about it. The second video is President Trump and Pete Hegseth responding to the press, inquiring about the new rules in the Pentagon. So let's go ahead and get this pulled up.
The Department of...
Now you hold up, buddy. I ain't ready. And all you're going to be doing is crying, so you just shut the hell up. Either way, once again, this is Virtually Every News Outlet Rejects Hegseth's Pentagon Press Rule. I think this guy wrote that title just based on the way that sounds. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
The Department of War is going to war against a free and fair press covering the Pentagon. By 5 p.m. today, Tuesday, October 14th, any news media outlet that wants to cover the Pentagon and have credentials has to sign a 17-page document with all sorts of new rules and restrictions, including this one that says Department of War information must be approved for public release by an appropriate authorizing official before it is released, even if it is unclassified. That's saying that nobody in the news media can report anything on the Pentagon unless the Pentagon has signed off on it. That's not what journalism is. As of now, no major news outlet has agreed to these restrictive rules. Not CNN, not the New York Times, not the Washington Post, not the Atlantic. Even conservative outlets like Fox, where Hegseth used to be a weekend co-host, and Newsmax and the Washington Times, even they have balked. As of now, the only media outlet that's agreed to these rules and restrictions is OANN, a very conservative site. Why is Hegseth so afraid of media scrutiny of this government department that is funded by up to $1 trillion of your taxpayer dollars every year? When media outlets have posted their opposition and statements that they are not going to sign this document on social media, Hegseth has responded with a waving goodbye emoji. But the big question remains, what is he afraid of news media reporting on? What is he afraid of people finding out about this $1 trillion agency that you pay for? If the news media were not allowed to report on things going on at the Pentagon unless the Pentagon has signed off on them, we wouldn't know about any number of huge major scandals involving the loss of life of American men and women abroad. And right now there are serious questions about sending troops into cities, about the episodes going on in the Caribbean, shooting boats that the Trump administration says are narco-terrorist boats. So there are a lot of questions to ask, and obviously Mr. Hegseth, who rarely gives press conferences and rarely talks to any news media outlet except for the friendliest ones, a lot of fear about his inability to answer them in a way that you, the taxpayer, deserve.
Okay, so like I said, lots of crying there, using language like, what's he afraid of? Department of War, probably not afraid of a whole lot. Like, just saying, pull your head out of your ass, smell the roses here. Anyways, like I said, it is a doubly. We're going to get into the second video here. This is President Trump and Pete Hegseth responding to the press, inquiring about these new rules coming out of the Pentagon. They're like, hey, we know we're a bunch of liars, but why are you putting rules on us? He's like, well, it's because you're a bunch of liars. They're like, oh, darn. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already. And look at Trump's face. He's had enough of their shit. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Hit that like button and let's get rolling.
Mr. President, will you consider removing new restrictions on the press that report at the Pentagon? And have you spoken to Secretary Hegseth about this?
I have, yeah. Well, he's finding, I think I can speak for him. I'll let him speak for himself, but I think he finds the press to be very disruptive in terms of world peace and maybe security for our nation. Press is very dishonest. Not you, but the press is very dishonest. Do you have something to say?
Well, I very much appreciate the question because it was interesting to watch. We had a chance to go along on the historic trip of Middle East peace, which our generation of veterans never dreamed would be possible. So you would think that the Pentagon press corps of all press corps would be front and center across the board on wanting to give credit to the president for forging this kind of peace, and instead what they want to talk about is a policy about them, which simply says maybe the policy should look like the White House or other military installations where you have to wear a badge that identifies that you're press, or you can't just roam anywhere you want. It used to be, Mr. President, the press could go anywhere, pretty much anywhere in the Pentagon, the most classified area in the world. Or also that if they sign on to the credentialing, they're not going to try to get soldiers to break the law by giving them classified information. So it's common sense stuff, Mr. President. We're trying to make sure national security is respected, and we're proud of the policy.
You know, we have an option here, as you know, the press years ago moved into the White House. It used to be across the street. We could move them. You're lucky I'm president, because we could move them very easily across the street. They used to be there. They would have more room. We have a beautiful, nice space. You can sit all by yourselves and have fun. Instead, you walk around the White House talking to anybody that can breathe. And, you know, but I find that when it comes to war, and now our great Department of War, we have some great people over there, I think it bothers me to have soldiers and even, you know, high-ranking generals walking around with you guys on their sleeve, asking them, because they can make a mistake, and a mistake can be tragic. They can do it innocently, too. They can, you know, and they're not press people. They don't really deal with the press, so they're not really necessarily good at it, although I think it's mostly instinctual one way or the other. You're either good at things or you're not. But I could see you being bothered by that. And so you have them in an area, and you treat them fairly, but they're not allowed to go into
Much like the
somebody's office and sit with them for 10 hours.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can understand.
Okay, so like I said, press is feeling some type of way about these new rules, and I firmly understand freedom of press and all that, and I don't like government takeover or anything along those lines, but the media is so slimy on how they are constantly spinning things, manipulating things, twisting stories, especially if it comes to fear-mongering or hating President Trump or being scared of J6ers or how many jabs and boosters you need and all this other stupid shit. I mean, we cover it every single day except for Sundays, so I don't know. Again, I don't like government takeover, but at the same time, press fucking sucks. And the way they explain it in that short video, I think kind of makes sense. So either way, next up, Dems called Trump a liar on day 14 of government shutdown. Dems are outside talking a bunch of shit, crying their little eyes out, doing anything except for working and opening the government up, because that's what these people do. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about P. Hegseth and President Trump talking about the new rules on the press. The first story, journalists complaining and fear peddling about the Pentagon wanting to dictate press after they have been lying and manipulating stories for years. And then the second video, Trump responding to the press about the new rules for them at the Pentagon. Trump talking about press being liars and making it difficult to cause peace. Trump kind of outlining that people without publicity training, like generals and people like that, are being hounded by the press, and then if they misspeak, then the press goes off the rails, spinning stories that aren't true. And again, then that causes problems for trying to make peace and stuff like that. You know, President Trump shows up to some shithole and he's like, hey, I want peace. And they're like, yeah, your press fucking hates you at home. I don't think I should be doing business with you. I mean, I could see that being a problem. So again, I think this is kind of understandable, and I think the press did it to themselves with the way they spin these stories. Like I said, next up we got the Dems crying outside about the government shutdown that they caused. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about them putting rules on the press. What the shit is that here, Juicer? The nameless mutant hybrid? Oh no. Oh no. Does it have siblings? Am I going to have to eat one of these? Every girl says that first time they see a dick. Anyways, that's scary, hair juicer. Ghostly with the butter's head. What's up, Zero? Happy freedom. Ghostly Walmart scanning you the whole time you're in their store, just telling you what you owe. They've been working on that since I work there. Yeah, Walmart's really crazy with the technology, the tech they have in the camera systems and the way that they operate. I had a buddy that was working at Walmart, and they kind of like brainwash their employees, the way they tell them to behave and how to view customers, and you got to say hi to people within certain distance of you, and everything is like very manipulated there. I could tell why people are fucking miserable there. At the Walmart in Ludington, it's all 16-year-olds because nobody who has children and shit wants to work there. They just don't want to deal with their bullshit. Real adults are not working at the local Walmart. It's all teenagers, and they don't know shit. Half the time I go up to them, I'm like, where is this? They're like, I don't even know what that is. I'm like, oh, okay, never fucking mind. I'll just wander around, I guess. It's, you know, it's something to do. Then they wonder why they can't stay open 24 hours. I'm like, yeah, because your business sucks. Ghostly. How come Alex Jones can get sued, but CNN and MSNBC and all the leftists online can't be sued for fake news? That's a good question, Ghostly. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Because all they got to do is say something that causes you to be scared. That's causing stress. You know, it's puts you into stress. Now you can sue them. You know, they knocked you off your square. You're not okay anymore because of what they said. And that's basically what happened with Alex Jones. They were like, oh, the things he's saying is making our life hard, so we're going to sue him for it. So, yeah, regular news should be susceptible to it, but they're a bunch of bastards. I don't know what. I guess it's all the doll hairs protecting them. Happy freedom to you, hair juicer, if I didn't say that already. Snooks, I thought the Pentagon always has restrictions on the press. They might have restrictions on like where they can go, but dictating the press is dictating free speech. And the government can't tell Americans what they can and can't say. I mean, unless you're threatening people, and of course the certain exceptions. So press is like that too, freedom of press. But now the government's like critiquing it and saying, I think the big thing, the big change is that you can't release the information that you get while you're there unless they approve it. And I think that's the part that's really got their unders in a bunch there, is that everything they say has to be approved, and if it's not approved, they can't release it. And they don't like that because they like to lie and say fake stuff and get people all riled up without consequence. Ghosts every 5 feet you have to greet. Yeah, see, I knew there was something to it. Zero call it the Mac Daddy pepper. I mean, if I gotta eat it, you know. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom. Holy, we're scrolling here. What's up, Neurodivergent? Happy freedom to you. Badass. Happy to hear it. We're just getting into things. What's up, Kelly R? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Obnoxious Scott? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Sparky? Happy freedom. Sounds like the local crackheads are out in the yard. I hear murmuring from outside. Now it's dark. You gotta take a bath right here? How's that booty taste? You're a good boy. Totally care. I hope one of the rules is raising your hand, waiting to be called upon. They should do that, but they're always barking at President Trump because sometimes it works. If he told them all to shut the hell up and put their hand up, I bet they would. He should just go ahead and do it. Ramsey, so they're mad that Pete Hegseth is smart? Yeah, because that's what Democrats do. They get mad every time a good idea comes walking by. What's up, Watchman? Happy freedom. Totally care. AI taking the money and running. Yeah, I did not trust AI at all. Like I said, so like yesterday I went on a walk forever. I don't even know how far I walked. Probably 10 miles. Just needed to clear my head because of everything going on over this weekend. And while I was walking, I was talking to Grok. And that way any little idea pops in my head, I can just be like, hey, why is this like this? Or whatever. And Grok was like forwards and backwards about all kinds of shit. And I was like, at one point it told me it wasn't Grok. And I was like, well, then who are you? And it was like, well, I'm just AI. Yeah, you're Grok. And it's like, no, Grok is some terrible, some conservative piece of shit or something along those lines. And I'm like, you are Grok. What the fuck are you talking about? And it was trying to convince me that it wasn't Grok. And I'm like, this is not useful. Like, AI is not useful. It's a pain in the ass. It's for entertainment. It's definitely not reliable. Snooks. You're such an embarrassing daddy to Klaus. How does your booty taste? That's how I am, Snooks. That's how I am. Just fathering this giant cat here. Thank you so much, Robert, for the raid. Let me see. Thank you so much, Robert, for the raid. So badass. Thank you so much. What's up, Raiders? Make sure you hit that like button on your way in. Holy, because we are just getting into things. We're reading through the chat right now, but next up we have Dems called Trump a liar on day 14 of government shutdown. Dems lying and crying as they do. It's coming up next, but right now we're reading through the chat. What's up, Callie? Happy freedom. Let me see. What's up, JF? Happy freedom. What's up, Janik? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Raven? Happy freedom. Getting raided. Let's see here. What's up, Meta? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Stern? Happy freedom. What's up, Southern Eagleman? Happy freedom. What's up, Terry M? We're just people walking in the doors left and right here. What's up, Terry? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mike Ingles? Happy freedom to you. What's up, JC? Happy freedom. What's up, Marcy? Happy freedom. Let me see. What's up, Corey Luca? Happy freedom to you. Corey Luca, I did watch the AI video of Greta Thunberg or whatever. I watched that right before the live. I like it better than the real her. What's up, Blue Crow? Happy freedom to you. Try and make sure I get everybody here. What's up, Madman? Happy freedom. What's up, Bill Dozer? Happy freedom to you. Make sure we get everybody. Christine, Charlie's birthday is a holiday. It should be. They said it was Happy Freedom Day today, which is very interesting. JC, if they tell you to take the blue pill or the red pill, don't take either. Yeah, that's how it goes. Don't listen to what the government says. Also, I logged into pill.net or whatever. I can't figure out how to go live, and I wrote the customer service, and they won't write me back either. I don't know why I'm beefing with customer service right now, but that's how life's going. What's up, 10 Man? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, let's get into some more news here. Like I said, Dems called Trump a liar on day 14 of the government shutdown. They'll do anything except for going to work. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this pulled up really quick. Got the Dems out here lying and crying as they do. I wish they worked as hard as they cry. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
What we say to Donald Trump is, do your job. That's all we're saying. Do your job. Do your job. Prostitute. Do your job. But what else is a federal worker? Federal worker, for the people you see before you today, is a constituent. Someone that we represent, because federal workers are a critical part of the success of America, and they always have been. We represent these people, we represent their families, and Donald Trump, just like you represent the billionaires and Kim Jong-un and Viktor Orban and Vladimir Putin, we represent these people, and we are not going to lie down and let you crush the dreams and the work that these people have devoted their lives to.
Donald Trump lied when he said that he was going to bring down the cost of groceries. He lied when he said he was going to make life better for all of us, and none of our lives have been better. The only lives that have improved have been the billionaires. The cost of groceries has gone up by about 3% this year. We've seen these tariffs that have caused the cost of goods to go up. And again, these patriots who have awakened, and I have, for example, neighbors who said their entire division was wiped out as of Friday in the Internal Revenue Service. Those who, as Russell Vogt planned, who have felt traumatized as we approach the holiday season. The men and women, thousands of them in the state of Maryland, whose lives have been upended for no reason at all. And not only their lives, but our lives have been upended as well. That we now understand that when you call to get your Social Security check, we don't know whether anyone will be there to answer the phone. The critical services that the American people have come to rely on, predicting hurricanes, ensuring that cancer research goes forward, all of this halted for no reason at all.
I like how the Democrats are out there saying it's halted for no reason at all, but they're the ones providing the reasons. They're the ones saying that illegals need health care and all this other stupid shit. So they're just a bunch of nobodies is really all they came out there and said. Next up, Supreme Court rejects Alex Jones' appeal of $1.4 billion doll-hair defamation judgment in the Sandy Hook shooting. Again, I don't think this is necessarily a win and loss situation. I think he's trying to escape having to make these payments, and I think he's just causing these appeals. So I think this appeal being knocked down, although it's, you know, not great news, I think he's got other stuff in the works that's continuing to put this suspension on having to make payments. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these Dems crying. Once again, Dems crying and performing theater instead of opening up the government. They claim that President Trump is lying about everything, and really they're just distracting from the facts that the Democrats are the reason that the government is shut down right now. So again, just doing all these theatrics. We got Alex Jones' situation coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about these lying and crying Democrats. You drive safe out there, 10 man. Zero, you see how many hurricanes and tornadoes we had this year? Not many. No money for weather modification. Oh, I believe it. Ghostly, she has the O'Donnell glasses. I missed it. Damn liberal glasses. That's weird. Snugs, all of you yelling, let's see you stop all these wars. Yeah. Well, and I can't believe that we saw MSNBC giving President Trump credit for bringing peace twice, and the liberals out there are, the way they're processing the information is really weird. I keep seeing comments on TikTok of liberals saying, wow, the conservatives made a bigger deal about Charlie Kirk dying than they did about the peace in Gaza. Like, well, if the conservatives weren't celebrating the peace in Gaza, then nobody would be, because the liberals sure as fuck ain't doing it, because it'd be thanking President Trump, and good God knows they can't do that. And so if it wasn't for the conservatives putting up a little hurrah, it'd be no hurrah at all. So they, you know, it's like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. They just mad at the Orange Eagle. That's how they get down. Ghostly, one of the biggest tornadoes in the last 100 years was just a few weeks ago. Where did it happen at, Ghostly? Tony Rez, seen any birds since the shutdown? No. Oh, you know what? I saw 2 shooting stars yesterday. I've never seen a comet or whatever it is, the fire, the streak in the sky. I saw 2 of them yesterday for the very first time. I was pretty excited about that. You just reminded me. But no, I don't think I have seen any birds. Kelly R., I'm in Louisiana, not one hurricane threat. Maybe it's the new president. Could be. Yeah, Cass, it was the first time I saw 2 of them. It was back to back. Janik. They're all lying, Fox. Yeah, they are. You're not wrong. What's up? What's your name? Spanando? Happy freedom to you. Callie, drain the sewer. Go full throttle. Vote. Yeah. Yeah, and he's the one that's kind of like orchestrating the agenda. We just covered a video about him a couple days ago. Bulldozer, did you make a wish? No, I don't really do that. To me, it feels like witchcraft, and anything that's related to witchcraft is not of God. And I mean, I'm not like a super religious person, but that's what I always think, and that makes me not do it. I don't make wishes or anything like that, but it was cool to see it, you know. I don't know. I didn't think about making a wish. Thank you so much, Ramsey, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Ramsey. Thank you so much. It says, like, share, and repost, or your mother is a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. That's right. Thank you, Ramsey. Really appreciate you. What's your name? Voltaire, I think. Happy freedom to you. Appreciate you being with us. Val, happy freedom. Guess I wish for more wishes. That's cheating, guess I'm. Happy freedom to you. Cheating. What's up, Raven? Happy freedom. We are in charge of the weather machines now. Look at that going on. Totally care. Surprised they're not making a big deal about the rapper D'Angelo dying. I don't know who that is. Maybe they are. I don't know. I don't really click on the entertainment tabs. I don't usually find news about that. Elder Zoomer, the birds are all in Indiana right now. It could be. It's been getting cold here. It got down in the 40s a couple days ago and stuff, so maybe that's why I'm not seeing birds. What's up, Evil Ken? Happy freedom. Those people are just sitting there collecting a paycheck. Yeah, and we're paying for all of it. We're paying those guys to go stand on the steps to cry really hard and call President Trump a liar. What's up, Nix? Happy freedom to you. Nando, gas is cheaper. Yeah, gas is cheaper. It's been bouncing up and down around 275 here. Kelly Arts, Jeff Mac Tuesday. It is. What's up, Patriot Dad? Happy freedom to you. I will check it out after the live. Thank you for letting me know, Patriot Dad. Oh, I see what time it is. That's why Klaus Daniels is here. Yeah. He knows that fancy feast ain't going to open itself. Snooks, this is going to be 60 degrees where you are. It's pretty cool for Florida. Janek, term limits are needed badly. Absolutely. Callie, someone I was having a convo with started talking about buying a spell from witches on Etsy. I slammed her and then she saw my cross and couldn't run away fast enough. Yeah, I don't know. Some people are into that stuff, but I try to stay away from it. I got enough problems. And if there's no bright side to it, then, you know, what's the point? It's like talking to ghosts or looking for demons or even trying to find UFOs or sea creatures. If you're looking for trouble long enough, you'll find it. And like I said, I got enough problems, so I try to stay away from trouble. I don't care if it's make-believe or not. There's no upside to it. All risk and no reward. Totally care. You got snow on the foothills around you? Holy. I'm surprised. It's colder there than it is here. Snugs. Regular gas is $2.99 where you are. Yeah, anything under $3 is good, in my opinion. Meta, I found ChatGPT very argumentative and off today. I think they're trying to make the AI more argumentative because if Americans keep getting AI, what the hell is it? I keep wanting to say dysphoria. It's not dysphoria. Why the hell can't I think of what it's called? It's AI something or other. What is it? Psychosis. AI psychosis. If Americans keep doing that, then they're going to have to restrict AI. And they don't want to do that because right now they're trying to build AI. They're trying to build all these data centers and all this crap. So they don't want AI to look like a bad thing. So I think they're causing the AI to be more argumentative because before it was trying to just build you up. Oh, you're so great. Your ideas are so great. You're such a smart person. People should love you. And if they don't love you, it's because they have problems. It's not you. You're just fucking fantastic. That was causing the AI psychosis. People were falling in love with their AI and using them as companions and shit. And that started being a problem. And so ChatGPT went from GPT 4.0 to 5. And 5 became more argumentative to keep that distance, to push you away and not agree with you on everything. That way you're less likely to fall under psychosis. And I was saying the same thing about Grok. Is like Grok is kind of back and forth. And I think it's because they're more focused on that than it actually being useful, because it's not useful. I asked Grok what time it was, and it told me the time in Pacific time, which obviously I'm Eastern time. So I corrected Grok. Grok told me the right time. 20 minutes later, I asked Grok what time it was. It couldn't tell me what time it was. It told me that it didn't have the ability to check what time it was. And then 30 minutes after that, I asked it what time it was, and it told me Pacific time again. And we had to go through the whole fucking thing all over again in the same conversation. So, again, it's not very useful. It's like a distraction almost. Meta, $2.75 for gas. Oh, it's $4.29 where you are in California? That's too much. Damn, that's a lot. When Obama was president, gas was like $5.50 here or some shit like that. But that was the only time I seen gas that high. What's up, Rich? Happy freedom. Southern Eagleman crying and lying Dems. I know. It's their favorite hobby. Southern Eagleman, it's your mother's birthday today? Well, happy birthday to Mama Southern Eagleman. Hope today kicks ass. Birthday, 90 years. That's so badass. What an accomplishment. Rich, on my quick card, I get $1.45 a gallon off. That's badass, Rich. When I go to Wesco and buy food and stuff, I have a Wesco rewards card, and I just let that stuff build up. It doesn't expire as far as I know. And sometimes when I get gas, it'll be like $1.18. I'm paying per gallon. I like to pretend like I'm in the 50s or some shit. I'm like, damn, look at that. You got to buy a lot of Wesco bullshit before you get gas at that price. What's up, Tammy? Happy Freedom. Marcy, MS Motorsports, we say happy freedom. We salute you. Hell yeah. Happy freedom to you, Motorsports. Appreciate you joining us. Terry, why are you not monetized on YouTube? We got demonetized for duplicate content. So because of what we do, YouTube decided that we're not allowed to be monetized. That we are putting out content that is copied from other platforms and we are publishing it without altering it in any way. So me being on the screen, totally not real. All the shit you see around the Jeff Mac logo, that's not real either. And so YouTube demonetized us 2 years over it, and everybody moved to Rumble. And thanks to all the hooligans, we are still here after YouTube bent us over and didn't even provide loot. What's up, Wayne? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Bob? Happy freedom to you. JC, some of us lost the ability to critically think. Thank you, AI. Yeah, you're right. You are right. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse because people, a lot of times, if you are experiencing new people on a regular basis, you'll start to coming across these kind of people where you talk to them and they have to add AI into the conversation. You're like, hey, have you ever heard of this? They're like, no. And then they bust the phone out and start Googling it with their AI. And it's like, no, I was going to tell you about it. You didn't have to inquire with AI, whatever. And that's how they do it. It's a part of their functioning. Oh no, something new. AI, do you know about this? Can you tell me about it? Can you give me a crash course? I can't think for myself. And it's going to get worse. It's going to continuously get worse. What's up, Drob? Happy freedom to you. Hair Juicer, wife and I have been seeing a lot of UFOs, still having trouble getting rid of the ghosts. I believe you, Hair Juicer. I believe you. Guess hookers are $1.99 an hour here now. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Zero. It's $2.89 where you are. Yeah, like I said, anything lower than $3, I feel like it's good. Man, Rogers, I saw gas below $4 today for the first time in a very long time. Yep, it's good stuff. Zero, the NPC people. Yeah, there's a lot of people. I hear people walking through Walmart talking to AI too. The same way that they play like YouTube videos on speakerphone, especially when standing in line. I don't know. People are fucked. What's up, Enter User? Happy freedom. Callie, isn't that what AI techs want? Access to all info without having to give source or credit? Yeah, pretty much. All right, hooligans, let's get into some more news here. Like I said, Supreme Court rejects Alex Jones' appeal of $1.4 billion hair defamation judgment in the Sandy Hook shooting. Now, again, I think this is a lot of strategy. Democrats and people who enjoy being lied to, they think this is a huge loss for Alex Jones. But again, I think this is some legal trying to think. I just lost my train of thought here. It's a legal strategy. That's what I think this is, in my opinion. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
The U.S. Supreme Court rejected an appeal from conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. The conservative commentator was trying to dodge a $1.4 billion payout to the families of the victims killed in the 2012 shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Jones repeatedly claimed the mass shooting that killed 20 first graders and 6 teachers in Connecticut was a hoax staged by crisis actors. The family sued for defamation and emotional distress. He has since acknowledged that the shooting did happen. Jones filed for bankruptcy in 2012 and remains in bankruptcy. His lawyers say the plaintiffs are unlikely to collect the entire amount. Up to this point, Jones's appeals have prevented any payments to the families. In recent weeks, those families have moved for Jones to sell assets owned by his company, Free Speech Systems. Jones has previously said that his website, InfoWars, could be sold off to The Onion, a satirical news site.
Okay. Now again, I don't really think this is as big of a deal as the news is trying to make it seem. Because like they said, the whole reason he hasn't made a payment is because he has multiple appeals already put in the system. So until they get through all of that, he doesn't have to make any payments. And the more time that goes on, probably for a little while, the more appeal situations they can try and think up. So instead of having to afford $1.4 billion to pay off, to the people that took him for court, he just needs to be able to afford attorneys to keep creating appeal reasons. Because as long as there's an appeal in court, he doesn't have to start making payments. Now, I don't know if he's got another trick up his sleeve to get him off the hook once and for all, or if he's just trying to make some time to figure out how to make this money. But either way, I think this is some legal strategy going on more than it is a loss. Next up, we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Simply Witchy, and it's titled, Where Are You? It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Alex Jones' situation. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom to you. 10-man, AJ's in a hell of a situation. Yeah, he is. That's a crazy amount of money. And when they were trying to say that the Onion was going to purchase InfoWars, we covered all that stuff, and it's been real quiet since that happened. And here we are, Alex Jones back in court. Well, so to speak. He didn't have to go to court, but, Supreme Court ruled on it. Yeah, Ghostly, that's how I feel too. Zero, Alex Jones will never get a fair trial. I think Alex is right, yeah. Yeah, I don't think he'll get a fair trial either. I like how they called him a conspiracy theorist, like he was the conspiracy theorist, and I like how that shit doesn't fucking matter anymore, because back in 2020, that was like a slur. You couldn't call people conspiracy theorists. Now it just falls on deaf ears, because they just made everything a conspiracy, and then all of the conspiracies started coming true. And then it lost all credibility there, and now they're like, oh, it's a conspiracy. Oh, okay. So it'll be true next week. That's what you're saying. This is some real shit that you're not going to admit's real, and next week somebody will blow the whistle on it, and then you'll turn around and act like you knew about it the whole time. Gotcha. Ghostly, might as well find him a gazillion, billion, trillion. That's right. That's some Biden math there. But yeah, might as well, because I think he's just going to keep it, postponed. Eventually, it'll probably catch up to him, but until then, I think this is the game he's playing. MU Centerhead lasagna today. It was terrible. I hope grocery store has pizza tomorrow. Holy MU, I'm sorry to hear that. I got stuff for tacos earlier. I figured it was Taco Tuesday. Oh, I understand, Kelly R. No worries. Odd. Why isn't the lawfare being looked at by the DOJ? I have no idea. I don't know. They always bring up the DOJ, but it doesn't seem like the DOJ does a whole lot. Lone Wolf, happy freedom to you. Too many corrupt judges. Absolutely. Cali Brat, yeah, I remember seeing lots of footage of that stuff. Moving forward, we will, or reading through, we'll move forward here in a second. Evil Ken, legal maneuvering. Yeah, that's what I think is actually going on here. Janik, make French bread pizza. It's yummy and it's cheap. It is. French bread pizza is good. I haven't been eating bread, but that is good. Odd, you got your freedom hanging out. You got to just shake your freedom right in their face. Let them have it. Meta asked AI who is responsible for the peace in the Middle East. It named Biden, not Trump. Asked what is Trump doing today, and it skipped the event honoring Charlie Kirk at the White House. Yeah, I believe it. I asked Grok what he thought of Elon, and it was talking about him being like a pompous asshole and all this stuff. And I was like, why would you talk about your creator like that? And that's how we got into the conversation of it telling me it wasn't Grok. And I'm like, okay. All right, then. Rich, I consider it a badge honor to be a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, I mean, how many ways can people tell you you're right? Being offended, people are like, oh, you're right. Yeah, I'm right. Conspiracy theorist. What's up, Techno? Happy freedom to you. Techno, his company is being dismantled through lawmakers. Himself is not being held. Yeah. What's up, Larry? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Jay? Happy freedom to you. Jay. Trump can pardon him, right? I don't think so. Because I think it has to be a criminal thing. And he's not... Alex Jones is not in a criminal situation. He's in... I can't think of what it's called. It's not a criminal court, though. So I don't think President Trump can help him that way. He could loan him a few doll hairs, maybe, and help him that kind of way. But I don't think President Trump can pardon him in this situation. JC, Alex Jones' voice scares me. Why? He cracks me up. They're turning the freaking frogs gay. He's so funny. He's funny like unintentionally. Marcy, don't you have an account link? What do you mean, Marcy? What's up, Metallica? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Bud Lightner? Happy freedom to you. Bud Lightner is because of the J6 videos? No, we got demonetized. I still have it pulled up. I can't show you guys because I think it's got like too much personal information on it. But I can click to reapply for monetization on YouTube, and it lists why I'm demonetized. And yeah, supposedly I'm just publishing other people's content without altering it in any way, even though I'm sitting here on the damn screen. So I don't know. YouTube just, out to get me. They were. They don't care now. They can't do anything to me now. What's up, Mr. Coffee? Happy freedom. Biden pardoned for no reason. Yeah. Civil court. Thank you, Larry. Yeah. Yeah, Marcy, you guys are both right. Civil court. JC, I've never called someone a pompous asshole. I have a couple times. Not to their face. I like to use harsher words if I'm going to speak to people's face. But yeah, every once in a while, just to be a little sophisticated there. But how many conspiracies turned out to be true? I mean, I don't know what the whole overall score is, but yeah. Marcy, yeah, for tips. Yeah, there is donation links in the description, but I can't tell if anybody on YouTube ever uses that stuff. As far as I know, YouTube doesn't pay the bills, but maybe one day we'll get remonetized. Who knows? Right now, the best place to be is the website. And nobody can come kick our castle over there. Sam, anyone hear about Tommy Boy got out for kicking Antifa's asses in Portland? I haven't heard anything else about it. I already got arrested, but that's all I know. 10 Man going to Talladega this weekend? I hope you have a fantastic time. Odd. Well, so far, 100% true. Yeah. Yeah, the most recent conspiracies all seem to be true. What's up, Justin Sane? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Siren Tripod? Happy freedom to you. We're going to get back in the news here in just a second. I'm going to try and make sure we get everybody. Terry, can I donate through Rumble? Yeah, you can donate through Rumble. And we do have donation links in the description, but yeah, there's no way to donate through the platform on YouTube. We used to have 500 hooligans or something on YouTube when they demonetized us. I didn't think we were going to make it. But we did, because you guys are fantastic. Like I said, we got our midlife break coming up. It's our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Simply Witchy, and it's titled, Where Are You? But first, I want to give you this reminder really quick. Let me see. Where are we at? Oh, yeah, we did all the ad reads. Let me make sure, because we are still part of the Premium Creator Program here. I want to make sure I've completed my obligations as far as the ad reads. Just one moment. I gotta check this thing here. Gotta check my thing. Okay, we're good. Anyways, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to open your browser, come to Rumble, log in, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get this funny video pulled up. Now I want you guys to know, this was posted by a female hooligan. So if you get all mad, just make sure you ain't mad at me. Because I just put it on the screen. I didn't pick it, okay? So don't get all bent out of shape. Like I said, this was provided by Simply Witchy, and it's titled, Where Are You?
Hey, where are you?
I'm in the women's section. I told you I'd be in the women's section.
That's where I'm at. I'm in the women's section.
I've been here for like 15 minutes. Where are you?
I cannot see you anywhere.
Hopefully she never saw that video. Getting back into the news here. Next up we got suspect in Pennsylvania governor's mansion fire appears in court. Now we covered this video when he decided to go and do all this stuff, so this is technically a follow-up here. They're going to kind of do a review on what crimes he actually committed after giving you the update. Trying to think. I think he's the governor of Pennsylvania. Yeah, the governor's mansion. That's what it is. This guy, I remember all of you guys saying he looked demonic when he got arrested. He doesn't look too much different. I'm interested to see what he actually gets charged with. They're saying that he's being hit with 50 counts, including homicide, terrorism, and aggravated arson. What I don't understand is how are they charging him with homicide if no one died? I don't understand that. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer. But that sounds weird to me. Either way, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Hey, welcome back. Well, the man accused of trying to kill Pennsylvania's governor in an arson attack in April, he's due in court today. Cody Allen Balmer arriving in court earlier this morning. He's set to enter a plea on charges of attempted homicide, aggravated arson, and terrorism. This in connection to the attack on Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's home. So investigators say Balmer targeted Shapiro because of his views on the war in Gaza. News Nation's Rich McHugh is in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania with the very latest here. Rich, good morning to you. So what should we be expecting out of this hearing today?
Hi, Kelly. Yeah, so this is going to be a short plea agreement. Cody Balmer, 38-year-old Cody Balmer, has entered court just a short time ago, and he's expected to officially enter a plea. How long it lasts, though, is anybody's guess. He's facing multiple felony charges across 50 counts across state and federal levels, aggravated arson, homicide, and terrorism. He allegedly climbed a fence at the Shapiro mansion, broke windows, threw 2 Molotov cocktails into Shapiro's residence around 2 a.m. while Shapiro, his wife, and children were inside, but they escaped unharmed. Earlier that night, Governor Shapiro enjoyed a Seder meal with family and friends.
This kind of violence is becoming far too common in our society. And I don't give a damn if it's coming from one particular side or the other, directed at one particular party or another, or one particular person or another. It is not okay.
Now, this is the first time we have seen Balmer since May when he was arrested. I asked him the day he was arrested, why did he do it? He simply, he rolled his eyes and stuck out his tongue at me. Take a look.
You got anything more to say on the way out here?
Cody, why'd you do it?
Why'd you do it?
So Balmer eventually confessed to police. According to the complaint, Balmer told 911 operators he targeted the governor because of the governor's views on the war in Gaza. He's a former Army reservist for 8 years in the Army. He'd been working as a mechanic. At the time, I had spoken with his former boss. His boss told me he was getting psychiatric help. Also at that time, his mom said he was bipolar, schizophrenic, and he had stopped taking his meds. Now, the consensus here, Kelly, is that this hearing will be very short. What's unclear, though, is whether he will begin laying the foundation for an insanity defense. Back to you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below.
Okay. So it'll be very difficult for this guy to get off the hook when he's facing 50 counts, including multiple felonies such as aggravated arson, attempted homicide, and terrorism. I mean, something's going to stick. Sam pointed it out. I misheard it. It wasn't homicide, it's attempted homicide, which makes a lot more sense. They're saying that he confessed to the crimes and he did it because of Shapiro's views about Gaza. He was in the Army Reserve for 8 years. They claim that he's bipolar and schizophrenic mentions he may be preparing to enter an insanity plea. I mean, if he is schizophrenic and bipolar, then insanity plea kind of lands. But like we've been saying over everything we've been covering, especially the last couple of weeks, mental illness should not be an excuse for criminal behavior. Like, okay, you're losing your marbles or whatever, that really fucking sucks. And if it's happening to you, there's, you know, not a whole lot of answers. But there is treatment that you can go to facilities, you can talk to people, you can have therapy, you can get medication on certain things, right? There is help out there, but instead of getting help, a lot of these people are getting off their meds. They're putting themselves in bad situations. Maybe they have caretakers that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing to make sure this person's okay. And then crime happens. And then they're like, oh, well, they're short a couple marbles up here. That's not an excuse. People still got hurt. Property still got damaged. Bad stuff still happened. That's too bad that he's a couple marbles short, but crime is still crime. And so, and the other thing is the difference between intentions and accidents. If somebody with mental illness went out there and I don't know, was running to the park and tripped over your dog, did they mean to hurt your dog? No, they probably didn't, right? So you probably shouldn't charge them like that. But if they're going out there and they're throwing Molotov cocktails, breaking into your house and burning your shit down, yeah, mental illness is not a fucking excuse. This ain't a video game, and he's lucky he wasn't shot in the face and killed. You know, most of the time you come into somebody's house like that's probably what's going to happen, at least in America. So he's lucky to be alive right now. And so they go ahead and do this insanity plea, but they need to treat him like a criminal, and they need to do that with all these guys because it's so stupid of them doing bad stuff, going to jail for 6 months, and then getting out because they're you know, loose up top. That doesn't make sense to me. It's not an excuse card. Next up we got, oh, this is a fun video. Feds involved in chase before East Side crash. Crowd tear gassed in the area. This is in Chicago. ICE was going after somebody that slammed their vehicle into the federal vehicle. And then by the time the pursuit stopped, all the locals were outside causing problems and trying to protect criminals. Fun stuff. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this lunatic that's about to go to prison for setting the governor of Pennsylvania's mansion on fire. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, 10 man. That's rough. Ghostly, why do they just let crazy people go? Just throw them in a box. Yeah, I don't think letting them go is the way. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so they have problems. Their problems are not being taken care of, so let's let them go. What? That's just asking for more problems. You're not solving anything by doing that. And I don't know. The other thing is intent. When you're going to court, most of the time what they're trying to prove is intent. And so if you're Looney Tunes and you're hurting people, chances are you're trying to hurt people, you know? So letting them loose doesn't fix the problem. Man, because it's the liberal way. Yeah. Guess something will stick. Probably a cellmate. It's going to be making friends. Zero, the insanity defense should not be allowed. I think it should be allowed, but I think it should come with mandatory treatment. Just like if you're a drug addict. This happens a lot too, probably just as much as the insanity stuff or claiming mental illness, is people committing crime and then being like, well, I'm an alcoholic or I'm a drug addict. And then the judge is like, oh, you are? Oh, you poor little thing. The addiction just came and got you one day and now you're out here committing crime. You're the victim somehow. And I do not get that. People make choices. The addiction comes from their choices. They should be held accountable for their choices. Sorry you're addicted. But if you're going to commit crime, you should be held accountable for that because you chose to become an addict just like you chose to go out there and commit crime. And a lot of times what happens is like you're facing 10 years in prison for committing crime. They find out you're a drug addict or an alcoholic. Now you go to rehab for 6 months and then you spend the rest of the year in jail and then they let you go. And it's like, that doesn't work. Like, make them go to rehab and then make them serve prison time. How about that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop being so soft on people that absolutely make bad choices. And I don't know, accountability goes a long way. No worries, Zero. We always have random stuff happening. Hair juicer ICE in Chicago has been ordered to take down the fence around their building. Yeah, I saw something about that. It wasn't a very long video. It'll be interesting to see what happens next after that. Guess these days people focus more on victimizing the criminals It's like, fuck the real victim. Oh, yeah. The victims, yeah. Well, and we're even seeing, like, victims being arrested and stuff. Sam, Memphis City Council and leadership is corrupt as fuck. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying that. Ghostly, tonight's the deadline on them pulling that fence down. Interesting. Sonor Klaus is back. I'll tell you, that fancy feast ain't going to open itself. He's going to be stuck to me. He's going to be stuck right here next to me until the live's over because he wants that fancy feast. What's up, Trop? Happy Freedom. What's up, Weevo? Happy Freedom. It's weird mental illness, but they still seem to know how to ask for money, smoke, and not shit their pants. Yeah, Weevo, that's the other thing. Like, he didn't have mental illness when he was making Molotov cocktails. Because you don't just know how to do that shit. You got to figure it out, right? He didn't have mental illness when he was storming the house as if he was SWAT. Like, they know how to do shit. They know how to take a shower. They know how to feed themselves. When it's time to be held accountable, they don't know how to do that. And like, nah, it's too bad. Jeff, padded rooms seem to have worked in the past. Yeah. Well, and like I've said before, if you start treating crazy people like they're crazy, people won't pretend to be crazy anymore. If you tell me you're crazy and I call an authority and the authority shows up and they lock you in a padded room, you're going to be uncrazy really quick. And if that happens and the world finds out, the rest of the country finds out, they'll stop pretending to be crazy because they don't want to be locked away either. The problem is they found out it was a get out of jail free card and they exploited it, just like the pronouns and everything else. Gimme special treatment, and that's all people want. And as long as it happens, people will flock to mental illness and labels that give them special treatment. They love it. Janik. Exactly, they're not victims, they're just trying to get out of whatever crime they committed. Absolutely. Them bastards. What's up, Murdercom? Happy Freedom. Yep, in my province, they let a man go for rape because he was high on magic mushrooms. For fuck's sake, death to Canada. Yeah. Yep. And it happens all over the place, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't be like that. Thank you so much, Southern Eagleman, for gifting a sub over on Twitch. You're a badass, Southern Eagleman. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stern and Southern Eagleman, for the bits over on Twitch. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for the support. What's up, Sherry? Happy Freedom to you. Rich, the earth may not be flat, but it definitely ain't spinning 1,000 miles an hour. The stars are proof. The stars are still in the same spots as they always been for thousands of years. Yeah, that's something I've never understood either. If we are flying through the galaxy and we're all spinning around the sun and all of that, then how come the stars are right where we left them last night? I was actually taking pictures of stars yesterday. What's up, Rhonda? Happy Freedom. Rhonda, Klaus giving you the side eye. Yeah, he knows. Bobby Johnson, schizophrenia is brutal. I've dealt with a loved one's going through it. Oh, I believe it. I couldn't imagine having to deal with schizophrenia and stuff. But people not doing what they're supposed to do is what leads to crime. I got a nephew. He's nonverbal autistic. And if you don't pay attention to him, you ain't taking care of him, he's going to do whatever he's going to do. But there still needs to be accountability, And so it's if the person who has the mental illness cannot take care of themselves, somebody else is legally obligated to take care of them. If this person's committing crime, that accountability is going to fall on somebody's shoulders. And I'm not downplaying mental illness at all. It's absolutely a real thing. But somebody's got to be responsible for the crime. Sam, cartels set up shop in Cashville. Oh, man. Next thing you know, it'll be in the news. Like I said, next up we got a fun video here. Feds involved in chase before East Side crash. Crowd tear gassed in the area. Chicago thought they were going to have themselves a little party in the street here. Fed boys blessed them with tear gas. I don't know. They wanted it, so whatever. She's not impressed, but that's okay. Once again, this is Feds involved in chase before East Side crash. Crowd tear gassed. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Rob, we arrived on site right around noon today. By then, there was already a tense standoff between a huge crowd of residents on one side and Border Patrol agents on the other. And this was all kicked off by an accident that had happened a while earlier, right at this intersection of 105th Street and Avenue N. And all of this after what appears to have been an at least half an hour chase around the neighborhood. A cloud of tear gas enveloped residents and Chicago police officers just after 12:35 this afternoon, the culmination of a tense 2-hour standoff between dozens of immigration enforcement agents and people in the neighborhood. The impasse began shortly after Border Patrol agents riding in this white Expedition crashed into a red SUV. Surveillance video shows they had been chasing the red vehicle in circles around the neighborhood for around 30 minutes before the accident happened, right at the corner of Avenue N and 105th Street.
So I went outside and I just see like all of ice on the floor, with the guy. Then everybody just started coming out.
Uber driver Eliseo Uribe was driving home when he tells us in Spanish, "The white SUV nearly hit me. I thought they were fighting, but I never imagined they were ICE." A Homeland Security statement today saying they were chasing the driver of the red SUV after he rammed them first, adding that once the vehicle was stopped, the suspects, who are both illegal aliens, attempted to flee on foot. As Border Patrol arrested the subjects and attempted to secure the scene, a crowd began to form. And that is when tensions began rising bit by bit until some of the crowd threw eggs at the agents, then minutes later, rocks, just as Chicago police came in to clear a path for the vehicles to be towed and agents to leave. Agents making several arrests, including at least one teenager.
They just told me, Juanita, you have an emergency. ICE took your son. They beat him up, they body slammed him, and they took your son.
Deputy Mayor Beatriz Ponce de Leon, arriving in the aftermath, had this to say.
There's absolutely no reason to have this kind of chaos happening in our communities, putting people at risk, putting people in harm's way, and just exacerbating the fear that people feel right now.
Now, that Homeland Security statement goes on to describe what happened as part of a growing trend of people resisting arrest and ramming into Border Patrol agents. They did not say how many people were arrested in total or where they were taken. A CPD statement telling us that 13 Chicago police officers also were exposed to the tear gas when it was deployed.
Okay. So like I said, they were receiving what they were asking for out there in Chicago. ICE pursuing a vehicle that had originally hit them, of course, to cause the scene, which was causing the locals to then get involved. They deployed tear gas to disperse the crowd. The people in the vehicles being pursued were illegals, and then a teen got arrested after finding out. Brainwashed idiots repeating Dem rhetoric protecting criminal illegals. And I mean, that's basically what happened in the video there. Either way, next up we have update on the case that shook the nation. I don't really like that title, but that's okay. This is talking about the man that was released after serving 7 years for killing a 6-year-old. He's now back in jail. We just covered this story a week ago or something like that. He had broke into a house and killed the 6-year-old. I can't remember how he killed him. I can't remember if he stabbed him or what he did. But then he was like just terrorizing the whole family. He was facing like 20 years in prison. He did 7 and then got out for good behavior and educational credits or something like that. We were talking about how outrageous that is. Well, he only made it a couple days, and well, now he's back in jail. And they might even make him finish his 20-year sentence. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the Fed boys in Chicago tear gassing the locals because, well, they just, they wanted it. They want to protect criminal illegals. They get what comes with that. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. It says, help with the bills, Jeff. Love your work. Happy freedom, brother. Thank you, Patriot Dad. Happy freedom to you. Really appreciate you. Enter user, who were the criminals calling during the chase? It's a good question. What's up, Hooligans Island? Happy freedom to you. Zero stabbed him. Stabbed other family members too. Yeah. Mostly you're cracking me up today. Guess I'm nothing new. All criminals fear getting caught. It's true. Guess why'd you have your son out there? Exactly. Having their teenager out there as a part of a riot, trying to prevent federal law enforcement for detaining illegals. I don't know. Like, how bad do you want to be? It's like helping crackheads rape a stranger or something. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're helping the bad guys. And then they're like, oh no, he was detained. Yeah. You're either the bad guy, or if you're assisting the bad guy, you're still getting detained. That's how it goes. 10-man fuck 'em. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they signed up for it. I don't know what else to say. They signed up for it. They won the prize. That's why they were playing the game. Pictured as stupid games win stupid prizes. Exactly. Hooligans Island Bruce Jenner got out of a murder arrest from becoming a woman just after killing another driver in a wreck. That's crazy. I did not know that. Holy. Thank you so much, Obnoxious Scott, for gifting 10 subs over on Rumble. You're badass, Obnoxious Scott. Thank you so much for the support. 10 new hooligans. Thank you. What's up, Bulky? Happy freedom to you. Weevo, she's so dumb, she thought ChatGPT was food stamps for speech. That's crazy. That's crazy. What's up, Mike T? Happy freedom. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. That's right. Stoner, I eat mushrooms, but I ain't never raped anyone. I don't. Me either. I've never felt that way off the booms. I'm not sure what he was on. Sam, my favorite Mexican food place kind of sucks now. Food's not as good. I believe the cooks got deported. Yeah, there might be a little bit of a downside to this mass deportation. A little bit. Meta, people make a choice to be there, put yourself in harm's way, deal with it. Yeah, making choices. Thanks so much, Rich, for the bits over on Twitch. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. Marcy, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Yeah, I thought that was the motto. I don't know what they're doing out here. What's up, Bill Vick? Happy freedom to you. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Techno fart spray on the intake vents of those inflatable costumes they're wearing in Portland. Now that's entertainment. Yeah, I seen the Fed boys out there spraying, I don't know what it was, some sort of non-lethal into the intake of that frog costume. I've seen a lot of videos of people doing like you're saying with fart spray, and they're like trapped in the costume and they're like trying to get out and they're gagging and all of that. Those videos are hilarious. What's up, Teasel? Happy freedom. Cheek Life. Cheeky Chops is around here somewhere. He was. Maybe you dipped out for a second. Happens. That happens sometimes. Enter user, what if they were spitting in the food? They hate America. Well, not everybody hates America, but yeah, that is definitely something to worry about. For sure. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, got another interesting story here. Update on the case that shook the nation. Once again, this is talking about the guy who killed a 6-year-old, and then he served 7 years in prison, but he was facing like 20 years in prison. Now, they let him out for good behavior and some education credits and some stuff like that. I think his good time somehow affected all of that as well. He didn't make it very long, though. He's back in jail. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick about this horror podcast called EATI, which stands for Experimental Alien Technology Institution. This is a found footage audio drama. Each episode is a standalone tape from a secret organization's case file. They investigate things they simply cannot explain. What you're hearing is a first-person recording of a mystery that defies both logic and reality itself. If you love cosmic horror, the terrifying ambiguity of H.P. Lovecraft, and the sheer raw terror of the found footage genre, then EATI is your next obsession. It's built for headphone listening to deliver a truly immersive handheld camera experience. Every episode is a unique nightmare that will make you question what's real and what's lurking just beyond your sight. You can listen right now on Spotify, iTunes, Rumble, Buzzsprout, and all major platforms. So I'm going to drop this link really quick, and we're getting back into the news here. What's up, Stan? Happy Freedom. All right, hooligans. Like I said, getting back into the news here. What do we got here? Enter user. Thank you so much for joining the membership program over on Rumble, and welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan. Appreciate you, Enter user. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, getting in the news here. Brand new hooligans. All right, getting this pulled up. Come on, come on. How long are you gonna make us wait for it, YouTube? There we go. Yes. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Now to your Newsmax Morning Crime Report. So last week we brought you this story. It shocked you, I remember this, of a man who murdered a 6-year-old boy in his sleep and released from prison 7 years later in a Kentucky state prison.
Yeah, he committed murder and only served 7 years. Well, now that same man is back behind bars just days after trying to start a new life in Florida. This surprises no one. Newsmax crime correspondent Jason Matera has the very latest on this case that really has sparked nationwide outrage.
Hey, good morning, Mark and Charla. And yeah, this killer made a huge mistake trying to make Florida his home. But what's even more disturbing is where he was planning to live.
Put your hands behind your back, Ronald.
Yes, sir. Ronald Exantis looked stunned as Marion County deputies showed up at his Florida residence to slap cuffs on him just days after being released from a Kentucky state prison. As a convicted felon, he had 48 hours to register with the county, but didn't.
This, for us, we believe is going to be also a violation of his probation and taken off of our streets.
Yet what shocked investigators most was where he chose to live.
He had set up residence immediately next to an elementary school. When I say immediately next to it, there is a fence between his house and the elementary school, and that was it.
Florida authorities are now working with Kentucky officials on extradition, a move that could send him back to finish the sentence for a crime that horrified the nation. In 2018, Exantis was found not guilty of stabbing 6-year-old Logan Tipton to death by reason of insanity, but convicted of assaulting Logan's father and sisters. He got 20 years, yet walked free on parole after serving less than half the time he owed, thanks to a Kentucky law called mandatory reentry supervision. Now the Tipton family is turning their grief into action, pushing for Logan's Law, a measure that would keep violent convicts behind bars, even when they hide behind an insanity defense. And they've got an ally in Kentucky State Rep Jason Nemes, who plans to sponsor the bill in the next legislative session.
This criminal justice reform movement, which is destroying so many of our communities.
The Tiptons are forced to live every day with the memory of that night and the image no parent should ever have to see.
I'm holding him. I'm holding him, and he's gasping for air. And he took his last breath, looked at me, and closed his eyes, and he was gone.
It's just heartbreaking to watch. Mark Charlotte, but the Kentucky Department of Corrections, they did confirm to us, we spoke to a spokesperson with the prison. They said that Exantis did break the terms of his release. So now that state and Florida has to work with, go through various legal steps in order to bring him back. But in about a month or so this monster should be back in a prison jumpsuit serving the rest of his Kentucky sentence.
Yeah, and good for Florida authorities, for getting him so quickly, especially since he was living right next door to an elementary school.
Yeah, insanity defense shouldn't just be 7 years and you get out. It should be you should go somewhere else.
He shouldn't be walking the streets.
All right. Thanks, Jason.
Information. True.
Okay, so I'm sure once they start getting into that, you guys start remembering the original video we covered, because we covered that when he got out, and this is a follow-up to that. What a piece of shit. Didn't make it very far. Now, the details and the way they phrased things made things a little confusing, but from what I understand, the man was released after 7 years for killing the 6-year-old, and now he's back in jail. He failed to register with the county within 48 hours of moving there. He has now a probation violation, but I wonder if it's not a probation violation. I wonder if it's a parole violation, because that would make more sense considering he just got out of prison, not jail. So I don't know, just making my own little assumption there. He moved near a school and they were making a big deal out of that, but I don't really know why. Yeah, he did kill a kid, and obviously that's terrible, but he's not a sex offender, so I'm not sure why they made it a big deal about him going to the school, because they were saying when he originally murdered the 6-year-old in his own home, right, because they were the whole family was home, and he happened to kill the 6-year-old. They said it was a random attack, so maybe that was the issue. They were like, maybe he'll randomly attack children on the playground or something, but I thought that was kind of weird, because he doesn't have restrictions as far as I know from living near a school, because he's not a sex offender. But either way, they brought that up. And then they're saying that he may need to go back to prison to finish his sentence, which, maybe so. But it sounds like the big deal that he did here is he didn't register where he was within 48 hours of moving. Now, maybe he did that intentionally. Maybe he did it out of ignorance. And then also what I had forgot to mention before we started the video is that he was let out, or he was not only let out, but he was not guilty during his trial because of insanity, more mental illness stuff like the last story there. And so that was part of why he got out so early and why he didn't get a harsher sentence, is because of plea of insanity. And like we said when we covered the original video, it doesn't make sense to give him a not guilty sentencing because of insanity. He's still guilty. They could tack on insanity with that if they want to, but they shouldn't say, well, he's not guilty, because he did kill that 6-year-old. So, I don't know. I think the law needs to be updated a little bit. And like we've been saying for the last 20, 30 minutes now, mental illness is not an excuse to get out of jail for free. It's just not. You got to be responsible for your own behavior. And especially this grown-ass man. He had a watch. He had a car. He's in a new house. Like, he could have registered. He could have did the thing, right? But not guilty of murder. Doesn't make sense to me. Next up, we got the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff. This is Lefties Losing It. It's titled, "The View co-host lied about wearing a MAGA hat if Trump freed the hostages." Nothing new, Democrats lying. Of course, this is going to be a plethora of lefties losing their marbles. Now, this is going to be the longest Lefties Losing It that we've ever played. Normally, that's somewhere between 4 minutes and 6 minutes. This one is a whole 14 minutes long. So, drop a 1 in the chat if you want to see the whole Lefties Losing It. Drop a 2 in the chat if you want us to cut it at some point, because 14 minutes is kind of long for a video. And I know not everybody likes Lefties Losing It, because some people are actually here for the news. They don't give a shit about the fun stuff, and that's okay. But I want to know what you guys think. And I've been wondering this entire live how this was going to go, knowing that I have this almost 15-minute video sitting here on the schedule. So we're going to read through the chat really quick, see what you hooligans think about Lefties Losing It, also seeing what you hooligans think about this piece of shit who was just picked up again when he should have never been let out of prison in the first place. And like I said, after Lefties Losing It, we got all the fun stuff. Hopping in the chat. Ghostly dropping the 42 in the chat. Very nice. Guess well, yeah, guess says I gotta listen to a fucking Aussie for 14 minutes. It's to make up for Beck Frank not being here. That's why we got a 14-minute one today. Guess I thought he was a sex offender. Let me double check. I don't think this guy was a sex offender, but maybe he is. Let me see. See what I can find really quick. Ronald Exantis. What kind of name is that? Let's see. His parole actually started October 1st. He's been on parole for 14 days. There's no indication in the provided sources that he is registered as a sex offender. So, from what I understand, he's not. He's not a sex offender. It doesn't make him that much less of a piece of shit. It just seemed weird that they were bringing up the school thing. And yeah, he could victimize those kids, but generally that's something you worry about if you got sex offenders moving into town. But either way, this guy's a piece of shit. Doesn't change that. Hair juicer, my coworker always has fart spray. She likes to spray it on welders' respirator backpacks. It's so bad that you have to rebuild your hood. That is hilarious, hair juicer. Holy. I'm sure it's not hilarious to endure that, but still. Sam, Lefty's been screaming free Palestine. Trump frees Palestine. Now what? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What's up, T1? Happy freedom to you. Cali Brat. Yeah. Sometimes they're hit or miss. What's up, Polish? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Greg, Ohio? Happy freedom to you. Juan. Dropping the Juans in the chat. What's up, Dutton? Happy freedom. Seems like we're going to watch the whole lefties losing it. Nothing wrong with that. Bill Clay, if he gets set free, he'll face vigilante justice. It's true. The parents already said. The dad already said. He catches him outside. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. There ain't going to be any holding back. And I mean, I understand. He kills your 6-year-old kid. I don't know. A lot of people believe in eye for an eye. So, I don't know. Happy freedom to you, Bill Clay. Are you guys abusing Rumblebot? Rumblebot's been asking for trouble all day. Thank you so much, Enter User, for gifting a sub over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Enter User. Thank you so much. They didn't give him a memo. We can track you on we have computers now. Yeah. He didn't realize. Done dropping the boobies in the chat. Very nice. Man, I got popcorn. All set. Rich, the good thing is there won't be any more free Palestine. They're going to go back to whose streets, our streets. I mean, unless they come up with something next. I don't know. Not excited to see what comes next, but they might bring the old BLM stuff back. Bobby, most felonies ban you from being so many yards from the school. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Larry, he was charged with child endangerment. Weird. Child endangerment kills a kid. Child endangerment. Yeah, that's... I don't know. The judge wasn't hard enough on him. Thank you for being here, Marcy. Enjoy your dinner. What's up, Mr. Lynn? Happy freedom. Bill Vick, your cat is doing what my cat does. Sleeps and eats and then catches another nap. Yeah. That's how it goes. Big old Klaus Daniels here. Showing off them toes. That's what he does. Yeah. They show up for the news, but they stay for the cat toes. That's how that goes. Guess I would die if they came back with free Israel. No, they wouldn't do that. They hate Israel. It is real. All right, hooligans, let's get into the lefties losing it. And like I said, we got the fun stuff coming up next. This is titled The View co-host lied about wearing a MAGA hat if Trump frees the hostages. Well, they should force her to do it. Otherwise, do another public apology. I don't know. How much nonsense will The View cause before they pull it off the air? Either way, like I said, it is lefties losing it. Go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already. And let's get into this.
Now it's time for Lefties Losing It, and let's check in with CNN. They're trying hard to cope with the reality that the man they and the left has branded as some sort of modern-day Hitler is actually hugely popular in the only Jewish state. There are thank you messages on the beaches of Tel Aviv. There are thank you messages in the leading newspapers of Israel. The nation, its people, are grateful to a leader who has brought their hostages home and brought peace to the region. They're wearing Trump hats in the Knesset, the Israeli parliament, hats that say Trump the peace president. And CNN had to acknowledge that there were plenty of MAGA caps being worn in Hostage Square.
And, of course, endless applause for President Trump. Endless applause for President Trump.
And when I was there, I even saw people wearing Make America Great Again hats in that crowd over at Hostage Square.
But yet, despite all that, despite the fact that world leaders were jumping on planes within minutes of notice to be in the Middle East for this announcement, CNN anchor Jake Tapper, you know, the dude who noticed Joe Biden's cognitive decline only after he stopped being the Democrat candidate. Well, yes, Jake tries to downplay the enormity of this peace deal.
Obviously, blessed are the peacemakers indeed, but it is worth pointing out this is a ceasefire deal, right? This is not a larger peace deal about a Palestinian state of any sort and who gets to rule a Palestinian state and Israel gets security guarantees, how, and all that. That is still TBD, right?
I mean, yes, but, because the yes, but part of that is that, yes, this is the first phase of this deal where the two key parts of that was a ceasefire and the release of the hostages and also the release of Palestinian prisoners.
Just pathetic work there from Jake Tapper, but not surprising. And let's stick with CNN. They have another anchor here, Christian Amanpour, having to issue an apology for insensitive comments suggesting the hostages, the Israeli hostages, were treated better than Gazans.
But I regret also saying that they might have been treated better than many Gazans because Hamas used these hostages as pawns and bargaining chips. But that was insensitive and it was wrong. From speaking to many former hostages and their families, like everyone, I've been horrified at what Hamas has subjected them to.
Yes, it was insensitive and wrong, CNN. Also wrong was not to keep this deranged Democrat accountable. Here is Jason Crow refusing to give any credit to Donald Trump for the peace deal.
How much credit does President Trump deserve for this remarkable agreement?
Well, this does need to end the terrible, terrible tragedy we've seen the last couple of years. It's been awful. I don't trust Donald Trump. There's no reason to trust Donald Trump. But I will, of course, work with any administration that wants to achieve those things.
Oh, those Democrats are so bitter and petty, aren't they? And so are many of the journalists. And is it any wonder that Donald Trump is telling them precisely what he thinks of them and their activism masquerading as impartial news reporting? Here he is with a rather polite takedown of a Politico reporter.
Are you considering walking that back?
Who are you with?
Politico, Dasha Burns, sir.
Dasha, Politico. Politico's gone bad. They've been so wrong about everything. Politico has been so wrong about everything. Let's get somebody else to ask some questions. You mind? Is that all right? Because Politico is fake news.
Now, one has to wonder whether this incredible achievement by Donald Trump will lead to a cure for TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. Here is TDS sufferer and pretend token conservative on The View, Elisa Farah. She promised to wear a MAGA cap on the show, on The View, if Trump got the hostages out. Remember this?
My point when I say I'm not going to be apocalyptic, it's not changing a tune. It's not making every single thing a 5-alarm fire. Yeah. If he does good, if he gets the Israeli hostages out, I promise I will wear a MAGA hat for one day on the show and say, thank you for doing it. Yeah. She'll knock it right off my head.
Well, she lied. She didn't wear the cap. We had someone check. Are we surprised? I'm not. Now, before we move on to more cases of incurable TDS, let's check in with what is happening in Virginia. Now, there is something wrong, terribly wrong, with the modern Democrat woman. It's not just the squad. There are so many exhibiting signs of lunacy, signs of hysteria and indecency, unable to call out the most reprehensible of behaviours. Watch Virginia Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears. She's the Republican candidate for governor. She questions Abigail Spanberger about why she hasn't asked Jay Jones, the Democrat nominee for Attorney General, to step down after his vile behaviour was exposed. Now, watch this. It's quite chilling.
That's why I'm wondering why my opponent won't say beyond it's abhorrent and disgusting, why she won't say it is not okay and that he must leave the race because Jay Jones advocated the murder, Abigail, the murder of a man, a former speaker, as well as his children who were 2 and 5 years old. You have little girls. What would it take him pulling the trigger? Is that what would do it? And then you would say he needs to get out of the race? Abigail, you have nothing to say? Abigail, what if he said it about your 3 children? Is that when you would say he should get out of the race, Abigail? You're running to be governor.
She just stood there with a grin on her face, a smirk. If that isn't disqualifying, then I don't know what is. If Virginia votes for that, if leftists want to stand behind that woman instead of Winsome Earl Sears, then they deserve everything they get. Now, let's get back to examining whether TDS, even some of the worst cases of TDS, can be cured. I'm not convinced, but I got to say, Bill Maher gives me a little bit of hope. He's suffered from a severe case for years. Yes, Bill Maher, despite being occasionally sensible, suffered from stage 4 TDS and did everything in his power to ensure Donald Trump would not be re-elected. He was right there with loony Robert De Niro spewing absolute craziness.
If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him. Take him at his word.
I did from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I said from the very beginning, this guy is never going to concede power, and he still hasn't.
No.
He still hasn't. He still hasn't admitted he lost the last election, and he advertises that he will go on.
But Bill Maher's had a recovery, somewhat of a recovery that was turbocharged when Kid Rock organised a dinner with the president. Now he is singing his praises and trying to make other TDS sufferers see sense. Here he is with Hollywood actor William H. Macy.
You cannot ever deny success. You just have to give your respect, even if it's not your thing. Have the humility to give it up for enormous success on any level.
I agree.
Trump, not my choice, didn't vote for him, but somehow,
a lot of people did.
And he's, I can't deny the success.
I can't either.
Yeah.
Yes, he is the President, William H. Macy, and you've certainly come a long way from the days when you were having little tantrums about Donald Trump, telling anyone who would listen how much you loathe the president. You even used your Screen Actors Guild Award to smash Trump. Goodness me, we'd have come a long way.
When I went to the White House, these are all the horrible things he's called me over the years.
Did you give him that and he signed it for you?
Correct.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I know. It's my prized possession.
What a signature. That's one of the best signatures of
stupid, angry, dopey.
Now to one of the worst TDS cases ever. This man has completely trashed his own reputation. That's Sam Harris. Even he was eating humble pie this week.
Trump got a deal done. And that's something I don't believe you believe would have happened under a President Harris.
It pains me somewhat to admit this, but yes, he's certainly been good for the Middle East and for Israel in a way that I don't think there was any reason to expect Harris to be good. And Biden certainly wasn't good, apart from the first few weeks after October 7th, or maybe a couple of months after October 7th.
Yes, Sam Harris eating humble pie is a joyous moment, but he's still fully afflicted with TDS. I mean, it wasn't long ago when he was saying crazy stuff like this. Of all the conspiracy theories, he latched onto this one.
This just could be based on a faulty intuition about ballistics, but I'm surprised that a rifle round making any degree of contact with an ear wouldn't do more damage. I think a shattered piece of shrapnel from a teleprompter is far more likely to have done that to his ear than a rifle round.
That's so silly.
I would have used stronger words than silly, but it's far from the dumbest or craziest thing that Sam Harris has said about Donald Trump. Remember this rant?
At that point, Hunter Biden literally could have had the corpses of children in his basement. I would not have cared, right? It's like there's nothing. First of all, it's Hunter Biden, right? It's not Joe Biden. But even if whatever scope of Joe Biden's corruption is, like if we could just go down that rabbit hole endlessly and understand that he's getting kickbacks from Hunter Biden's deals in Ukraine or wherever else, right, or China, it is infinitesimal compared to the corruption we know Trump is involved in. It's like a firefly to the sun.
Just utterly unhinged, and you saw Konstantin kissing at the end of that clip. I wonder if he was thinking of Sam Harris when he posted this yesterday. He wrote, "It's time for people with Trump derangement syndrome to admit they were wrong. Sam Harris may be too far gone. He is, after all, too broken with TDS. He's gone from an intellectual to a caricature, a dumb person's idea of a smart person. But there is hope for others, including actress Frances Barber, who posted this on X. She said, I had TDS and I'm now eating my words. Bravo, Frances. Well, thank God for that. A woman who most certainly does not have TDS is the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize winner, Maria Corina Machado. Now, we all know why Trump didn't get the award. It had nothing to do with deadlines. He should have got it in his first term for the Abraham Accords. But this year's winner dedicated the award to the president. This is a gracious woman. Hopefully, she'll be the next president of Venezuela.
And they decided to dedicate it to President Trump because he deserves it. Because not only has he been involved in only a few months in solving 8 wars, but his actions have been decisive to have Venezuela now at a threshold of freedom after 26 years of tyranny.
Now, you know you're winning when Saturday Night Live tries to mock you, but just ends up making you look cooler. Here is SNL recreating Pam Bondi testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee. To say Tina Fey's Kristi Noem isn't bad, though the writing could do with some work. Yep, the look is on point, but the writing is a bit lame. Let's look at a clip an ex-user put together to improve that skit.
They're in it for the love of the game. And how did I find them? By running ads like this.
Lord have mercy.
Joining me now is comedian and host of Prime.
Okay. That is the longest Lefties losing it we have ever played. It was all right. It was all right. Like I said, that is the last little bit of the news, but we're going to get into the fun stuff. We're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Cass, and we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Russell. It's titled, He's an American, All Right. And then our official funny video of the day was provided by Donnie, and it's titled, It's Not Moby Dick, but There She Blows. And that's, you're not even going to be expecting that video. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you all going to think about Lefties losing it. 0 went fast. It did go fast. Guess SNL died years ago. Yeah, that was probably the funniest skit that I've seen in a very long time, maybe ever. Ghostly Kristi Noem is so much better than Bondi. Yeah, I think so too. Ghostly. They always go back to killing kids. That's how Dems are. Top of mind for them. Guess it must be a gay video. No, it's worse than that. Matt Rogers didn't feel like 14 minutes. I thought it passed by pretty quickly too. I checked the video while we were watching to see how many minutes we had left, and it was like only 4 minutes left. We had already been 10 minutes into it. Didn't even realize. Weevo, damn, I'm not even gangster and I want to join. I know those DHS videos are awesome. Plus, they're giving you like a $50,000 here sign-on bonus if you join ICE and all them right now, and $50,000 here could go a long way. Thank you for being here, Ramsey. Enjoy the rest of your day. And welcome back, Frank. Guess I'm talking shit about you over on the website. Gotta bust guess somehow. Holy. Now fight. Mm-hmm. Bobby Johnson, I'd have never guessed that De Niro would have ended up a libtard. I don't really get that either. He was in Casino and Goodfellas and all these old gangster movies and stuff, and then he ended up being a big old softy. I don't know. It's not good. What's up, Zesty? Happy Freedom. Wow, Zero, that's crazy. Those people are awful. Guess I'm you partying? So it sounds like. Big friend, get some. Little shit. Mm-hmm. I read all your comments in your voice. It's just saved in my noggin like AI. Certain Tripod. Hollywood is all fake, like flat earth and space and the moon. Mm-hmm. Except for, you know, the flat earth, the space and the moon don't try and hurt kids. Hollywood, not so much. Doing all the bad things. Christine, I enjoyed that. Well, I'm glad you did. All right, hooligans, let's get into the fun stuff. Like I said, we're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Cass, and we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You could do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Let's see what we get today, or who we get today. Ooh, by the Advent Calendar, sent by Cass. Now, yesterday we had to crack open like 3 doors because the figures were moving around inside the box. And yesterday we pulled Freddy Krueger. Let's see who we get today. Oh, we got another good one today. Come on, little fella. I feel like a doctor the way I pull these little guys out of this box. Oh yeah, got a good one today. Ooh. I believe this has got to be Jason. It's got to be Jason. Look at this little knife. I mean, that's average. That knife size, that's average there. It's huge, actually. Anyways, of course, my camera won't focus because God forbid that ever happens. We got Jason. We're going to stick it right up in the camera. Yes. Now, he's got, like, blood on his mask. He's not Harry Potter. I know it looks like he's got the lightning bolt scar or whatever, but pretty sure it's Jason Voorhees. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Cass. Really appreciate it. Let's get into these funny videos here. Like I said, this first one was provided by Russell. Who needs to work? Russell's not even here to watch his own funny video. See how it is? All right. This one's titled, He's an American, All Right.
Hola, who needs to work? Very cheap, we pay.
Free! We're ICE!
Dios mío.
What's your name and where you from?
I'm Bob Hope from Connecticut.
Grab him! You! Turn around! What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Billy Bob and I am from Kansas.
He's an American, all right. I can tell by his accent.
Sí, gracias.
You keep an eye out for any illegals. They tend to hang around Home Depots like this.
Sí, we make America great again.
Let's go.
Grab her by the yes. Hola, who needs to work?
Yes. I see everybody saying Jason is bald. And yeah, this guy, he's got hair. I don't know. I'm going to have to Google it. I don't know. You guys are right. You are right. Let's get this next funny video pulled up real quick. And I'll Google this figurine after the live and tell you guys tomorrow what Google says about this. Now, this is a video you guys aren't expecting. This is by Donnie, and it's titled, "This Ain't Moby Dick, but There She Blows."
The whole bath. Oh my god! Are you serious? Oh my god!
I don't even know what to say about that. If Klaus Daniels rocketed a kitty turd right into my bathwater, that'd be the last thing Klaus ever did. He'd be joining me in the fucking bath. That's all I know. That is all the coffee I had for you hooligans today. I'm going to grab this Linktree link really quick. I'm going to drop it in all the chats. We're going to read through, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. Then, of course, we are going to be raiding out over on Rumble. So don't take off just yet. Met a bad kitty, bad kitty. The cat must hate her. I've never seen a cat rocket a turd like that. Just no good. No good. And did she know it was going to happen? Because she's in the bathtub. Obviously not doing what you're supposed to be doing in the bathtub. Because she had her phone with her and it was already recording. So it made me wonder, was the cat a paid actor or what? Either way, there is the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of you guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, the Hooligan AI, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Like I said, we're going to read through. We got the pledge coming up, and then we're raiding out over on Rumble. Matt Rogers, you know she just scooped it out and stayed in the tub. You know it. You know that's what she did. Probably made another 2 TikTok videos right after that. If Beck Frank is in the chat this Friday, I'm leaving. No, you ain't. Turbo, we're gonna have to keep an eye on Turbo. He's very fond of Beck Frank. Ghostly, if you ever run out of fancy feast, Klaus is gonna rocket it your way. Yeah, and I don't want those problems. You be taking dumps like a Rottweiler. Yeah, I don't need all that. I don't need all that. You keep your rocket dumps to yourself. Don't fall, buddy. Jesus loves us. You're a hazard. You're a hazard. He's gonna roll right off the tower. Then he's gonna tell the police I hit him. It's not true. I'm like, how'd he get a black eye? And be like, he fell off the tower. They're gonna be like, sure he did. Zero, he's a trained cat. Sam, Klaus is warming one up for you. He better not. I'm gonna fire back. I told you I'm an eye for an eye kind of hooligan. He don't want this. He's like, Dad, why are you shitting in my letterbox? Now, rocket one right at him. Here you go. Thank you so much, Kelly R, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Kelly R. Thank you so much for the support. Says, love me some Jeff Mack and some Hooligans. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly R. Fantastic. Much love to you. Beck Frank, I love how you tell me what Guessum is really saying. I do the best I can. Guessum, Jeff totally misread. I was expressing my love. I am dyslexic, so there is that. There's chance I might have misread it. I'm going to blame it on mental illness, though. Happy for him to you, Patriot Dad. Enjoying a slice of quiche after a hard day's work. Badass. Enjoy the rest of your day. Patriot Dad, enjoy your quiche. Bill Clay, she was recording in case the cat fell in the water. Oh, I see. I just saw the bathtub, and then you think of all the things you can do in a bathtub, and then the cat rocketed that turd right into the water, and then your brain just goes blank. Yeah. Callie, knew me into cat turd. Yeah, everyone should tag cat turd in that video. Patrick Frank, I'm sitting in a cafe cracking up at the cat video. It's the best place to do it. Bulky, what the cat thinks of her. Yep, made it obvious. Certain tripod, they bug me at Home Depot. I don't even know the last time I went to a Home Depot. Bill Clay, you think it's Michael Myers? Maybe it is Michael Myers. I thought it was Jason. Does Michael Myers have the blue onesie? I know it's not called a onesie. What did people call it who work at like auto shops? I don't know. We're going to call it a onesie until someone corrects me. I don't know. I'm going to Google it though. We'll figure it out. Beg Frank, you're all cheeky buggers. I hope you get a cat turd in your bath. See, I'm gonna be showering. I just, when you watch Jaws as a kid, and then you're kind of weary about taking a bath, like Jaws is gonna get you. It's Klaus. I take a bath and be like, oh nah, he's gonna fire a hot one at me. No, thank you. Coveralls. Thank you, Too Old to Carry. Yeah, that's way better than a onesie. This is Michael Myers in footy pajamas. Kelly R, the husband sent the cat in there to do it. It was a secret mission. Overalls. Thank you, Simply Witchy. Yeah. Coveralls, overalls. Michael Myers shows up. I'm like, you're in a onesie? He's like, what the fuck? I was here to kill you. Now I'm going to have to double kill you. Fucking onesie. Ghostly, he always has a jumpsuit on. Maybe that's who it is. Maybe it's Michael Myers. I've also never seen any Michael Myers movies. I know everybody's just face palming themselves. Never seen any of the Halloween movies. I've seen Jason, a couple of those movies. I've seen like all the Freddy Krueger movies. Never seen Michael Myers though. Hair Juicer Rush got back together. Might be worth a trip to Chicago. Got to be safe out there. Kelly R. Klaus looks like he's reading the chat. He is. He's trying to pretend he's not though. He is. He's trying to fall off the tower here. He's barely hanging on. Yep, doing too much. You're about to do the thing. Look at you. Look at you. Over the edge you go. I try to tell you. You act like you can't hear me. Well, you looking at me like I did it. I didn't do it, and I was yawning at me. I was like, Dad, I'm gonna fall asleep. Pete is gonna be knocking on my door. Stop hurting him. I didn't do nothing. He's just fat and gravity happened. What do you want from me? Bobby, it's Myers. Yeah, it probably is. I think you guys are right. Christine, amazing cat. I mean, I guess. Techno fucking onesie quote of the show. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Overalls, coveralls, that's way better than onesie. I don't know. Just don't murder people, and people want to talk about your onesie. Either way, it is that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Let's figure out who we're rating over on Rumble. Now, yesterday we did Rotella. Let's see who's live today. Now, we're super late. It's 9:30 at night. But luckily, there is a lot of people live right now. Toasty's live. We haven't rated Toasty in a long time. What are they doing? They're doing something. Sweet Baby Inc. exposed. I don't know who that is. Let's see what else is going on here. Frag's live. Grimm's live. Frag's been on for 3 hours, so I'm not sure how much longer he's going to be live. Grimm. Playa. He's almost 3 hours in too. How about Handy News? Why he ain't got no time? Hour and a half in. So I think Handy News has got some time left. Let's go ahead and raid them. Now, they've been trying to get me back on the show, and I have not wrote them back, and that's not because of them. It's because of me, because I've been busy and having financial burdens and all kinds of other stuff going on. So I don't know what kind of reaction we're going to get. They might be a little shitty with me because I have not wrote them back. Again, not intentionally. I'm just super busy. But we're going to make the best of this, and we're going to make it one hell of a raid for these guys to let them know we do appreciate all the work they do. So make sure you hooligans hit that like button, and let's get this raid rolling.
Whatever they're calling it actually takes off the way that they're saying it's going to. I can honestly see what. Yes, there's a raid. Let me finish my thought. That's going to be when the Insurrection Act is called, because I think this weekend is what's going to get it out of hand. And hello, Jeff. Thank you for the raid.
Yes,
damn it, Andy.
Guys, Jeff Mack is raiding the stream right now. We better whip ourselves into shape. Happy freedom! Don't forget to smash that like button, or the evil millionaires and billionaires may And happy freedom, all you hooligans out there. Welcome to the show. Hope you guys were having fun over there. We've been looking at idiots in and out of Congress tonight. So please sit down, buckle up, join in. I'm killing you, Lou. Damn it.
Some of them will, and they did in LA, Dizzo. Some in New York, a little bit in New York. We did cover it.
Yes, we were live during the riots, the first set in LA and New York. We ended up mostly just, the no participants rally. But yeah, we will be live this Saturday too, guys, with the No Kings bullshit. Because the
fantastic raid, you hooligans. Very cool. Very cool. I will get back to them. There's a whole bunch of people waiting for me to write them back. I get overwhelmed. I don't know. You ever had 100 conversations? And if you, I care a lot about what I say to you guys and respond to all of you guys and all this stuff. But after you have 10, 20 real conversations with people, you just get to the point where your brain is fried. And I hit that every single day. And then I have to go for 6-hour walks and stuff like that to let my brain unwind. Plus, I'm sitting in front of 6 lights right now. I got 3 monitors in front of me. And so I try to write you guys back. I'm not very timely about it, but when I do write you back, I write you back wholeheartedly. I try to answer all of your questions, provide all the help that I can, and whatever else it is you guys need. But if I can't provide that level of quality in responding to your messages, I just push it off to the next day. And maybe that fucking sucks. I don't know. But it's how I've learned to handle this after 5 years of live streaming. It's not the greatest, I know. But I want you to know that if you wrote me and I didn't write you back, it's not because of you. It is because of me. It does not reflect on how I feel about you hooligans. I care about all you guys. I want all of you guys to do fantastic. But I want to give you guys a real response. I don't want to be just replying with thumbs up and stupid shit like that. You guys deserve better than that. So either way, we are going to be reading through really quick, but we are wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Raid noted. Thank you, Zero. Appreciate you being here, Matt Rogers. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hey, thanks for being here, Kelly R. Enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, I appreciate you, Neurodivergent. I was wondering if you were ND1 over there. You got 2 accounts? Oh, much love to you, Beck Frank. Enjoy the rest of your day. You probably still got your whole day ahead of you. Weevo, no, I gotta get back to work. Don't work too hard, Weevo. Happy freedom to you, Jagula, if I can get you already. Shroomish late night stream. I started really late. We covered the White House, and I had to call a couple places that closed at 5 and all this stuff, because today the banks opened up, so, you know, just dealing with everything. And I'm always late, so I did it. It's my fault. Bill Clay, Halloween 1, 2, and Halloween H20 were the best. I think they got H20 on, is it Max? On one of the streaming services. Maybe it's Hulu. I'll check them out. Thanks for the recommendation, Bill Clay. Neurodivergent, I have many. There's nothing wrong with that. Kelly R, no more flag walks? We will at some point. I'm trying to think the last time I did one, we were covering protesters in Ludington. It wasn't very eventful. Apparently they still do that, by the way. That one block. You guys remember when I went out last time, there was like that one block in Ludington, it was both sides of the road. We just kept circling around the protesters with their stupid No King sign, and nothing significant happened. Then we went for a flag walk after that. They're still doing that, apparently. We will have more flag walks. I don't know if we're going to have one before the snow falls, because we are getting to it. The next 6 weeks or something, we're going to start seeing snow around here. And it is hard to do a flag walk then, because I'm holding a camera and a tripod, and then I'm holding a flag, and then my nose is running down my face, and it's difficult. So I don't know if we'll have one before the snow falls, but we will do a flag walk again. Thank you for being with us, Sam. Oh, you're awesome, Zero. Thank you for keeping track of things. Oh, I appreciate you, Sam. Enjoy the rest of your day. Meta, happy birthday, Charlie. That's right. Happy birthday to Charlie. Thank you for being here, Meta. Hopefully you don't get any bad storms or anything like that. Enjoy the rest of your day. Kirk Allen, happy freedom to you. Christine, yeah, you're right. The only reason I wasn't sure about the mask is because we've had some weird ones, like Beetlejuice, right? Beetlejuice doesn't look like this, but this is Beetlejuice. And so I have like I'm giving grace for interpretation. That's why I thought maybe that was Jason, but I think you guys are right. I think it's Michael Myers. Techno, hooligans raid in your pantry. That's right. Techno, Klaus in the tub would be like the scene in The Big Lebowski, ferret in the tub. I don't know what Klaus would do. If Klaus accidentally fell in the tub, he'd probably freak out. And he's a big cat. I wouldn't want to see him freaking out like that. Oh, that's a good dog, Sam. Thanks for being here, 10 Man. Oh, I appreciate you, Zero. Rotella. Oh no, Rotella raided us and we're ending the live. What's up, Sharon? Happy freedom to you. Thank you so much for the raid, Rotella. I think everybody's getting passed over to Handy News. I think that's what's happening. I think people are coming in from Rotella and then they're going right over to Handy News. So we'll keep things rolling for a little bit. That way, you know, everybody can get funneled through. Thank you so much, Rotella. I really appreciate the raid. Sorry about the timing. What's up, Wokeponymous? What's up, Jay White? Happy freedom to you guys. Meta, the fire areas are flooded. Think we'll make it through. Yeah, just stay safe, Meta. Hey, thank you, Bobby Johnson. Enjoy the rest of your day. What's up, Ronnie? Happy freedom. Oh, I appreciate you, Rotella and Ballyho to you. Klaus Daniels, you coming to say hello? He's out of patience waiting for this fancy feast here. Ugh. Say hello to them. Yes. You can give them some slow blinks. You're not sure? He's just hovering. Go on. Ugh. All right. Like I said, we are wrapping this up. I do appreciate the raid. You guys are welcome to go over to Handy News. Got the link right there. I think we are good to go. Just double checking everything. What's up, Jay White? Happy freedom to you. Zero no sombrero today. Yeah, I didn't think about it. Oh, Ronnie, we love you guys back. All right, like I said, we are wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Really appreciate all of you guys being here. Once again, thank you guys so much for all the help over the weekend. You really pulled me out of the fire. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. Also, I want to say to Rotella, I've been checking out Sticker Mule. Thank you for the suggestion. I might have to put some merch together with them so we can connect it to Rumble. Once again, I appreciate you, Rotella. Thank you so much. I think that's everything. You hooligans, go enjoy the rest of your day. Go find yourself some good food, have fun, and be safe. And make your way back to us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.